Hello and welcome back to our fourth video looking at student marks. You're going to find this exercise in the work booklet called Student Vlookup Exercises. So the student marks is the spreadsheet in front of you, and you can see that we have several columns to fill. We're going to be using different functions such as count, sum and Vlookup. And we'll also be needing to format some cells to percentage. So let's get started. So let's look at the assignments handed in. And we're going to select that. And if we look at the beginning, we can see that although Max Mark has handed all of them in, this is like a testing line here, but we've got these scores here. And we simply want to count the number of assignments that have been handed in. So Max Mark has 6, Andrew S 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we're not going to type in the numbers, we're going to use the count function. So if I just put in an equal sign, and I'm going to go to the function, and I'm going to go to count. If you can't see it, put it in search, and insert, and you can see that it has automatically selected what we want. Press enter or return and fill down. Okay, so now we come on to total marks. So that's going to be adding up. So again, I'm going to put an equal sign in. I'm going to go to function and I'm looking for sum. You have probably got it in here, but if you don't, put in the search sum. Insert function. And you can see that it has selected everything, including our count. Well, we don't want that. We can either change it here by clicking in and taking out the H and putting in a G, which is one way of doing it. Or we could simply do this. We could simply select the values that we want. Now that we've got that, we're going to fill down again. There we go. Okay, this is what I'd like you to do. In I1, can you put the word max? In J1, can you put this number here, 135? And I just want you to type it in. Now we're going to find the percentage. And to do that, first of all, we will need to format these cells. You might very well have it on general. So this is what I'd like you to do. Up here where you see this tab, select percentage, but we're going to probably have it to 2 decimal places. So right click, format cells, go to the number tab, and where you see percentage, make it 0 decimal places and click OK. So let's go and do this then. In here we put an equal sign. We're going to click on the score and it's divided by the maximum score. So obviously max mark, 135 out of 135 would be 100%. Fantastic. So then all we need to do is fill down. Oh dear, that does not look correct. So why is that? Well, if I double click here, we can see that this is correct and this is correct. Press enter. What's happened here? Well, this is the right one, but this has dropped. It's no longer in 135, it's on this cell which says percent. That's why we get a value. And this is really weird. Let's see what's happened here. Well, we're multiplying all types of things. So we need to make a correction. This cell, when we fill down, all these cells are relative cells. They are relative to the answer. We want this not to be a relative cell. We want this to be an absolute cell. We want to say to 135, absolutely do not move from here. Now we've already gone and done that, haven't we? By putting in dollar signs when we've done the VLOOKUPs. So it's the same here. We just put a dollar sign before the letter and we put a dollar sign before the number. Press enter or return. Now when you fill down, everything is fantastic. Okay, on to grade, and this is where we use our Vlookup. So equals Vlookup, insert function. Okay, so we want to see, and I'm going to move my slide bar here a bit now, just so we can move it along. Right, we're interested in this table. Now, whenever you create a Vlookup table, you need to do it in ascending order. So it's not A to E, it's going to be the lowest to the biggest, the smallest number to the largest number. So that's important because the Vlookup will not work in descending order. Okay, so from here, what are we looking at? Well, we're looking up the percentage. So if someone's got an A, we're expecting it to be an A grade or an 86, but as they get lower, we want to see the grade change. So the Vlookup cell is under percent. The table array is this, and we definitely need to put in the dollar signs because we're going to be filling down. So we do not want this table to move. Where are we going to get the answer from? We're going to get it not from the first column because that's what it's looking up, but we want to get it from the second one. So in that case, it's going to be column 2. Now, this is where it's different because we are dealing with a range of values. So if we're dealing with a range of values, although we're picking up something specific here, we're dealing with a range of values it can look up. So in that case, we're not putting in the word false, we're going to put in the word true. So TRUE, because we're looking for a range. And you can see here that we've got it right because we're getting the result. If we were to put in false, we're going to get an error message. So because we're looking for a range, we put in true. Click done, and now we can fill down because this is an absolute cell reference, all of these. Fill down, and we get that. Now, what I would like you to do is this. We've got this free here, and as a little exercise, I want you to set up a second table. That second table will have in the first column E, D, C, B, and A because it needs to go in ascending order. In the second column, put in a little comment. What would you give for an A student? What would you give for a B, C, D, and E student? So I would, just to give you a heads up, I would merge this. I would call it comments. In here, I might even do this. I might just take these, I go copy and paste. In here, I'd put excellent. Oh no, I wouldn't do that for an E grade. No way. I'd put it here, wouldn't I? Excellent. And I'd probably make sure that that table has all the appropriate borders. So you'll just simply need to fill in the rest and then do a Vlookup here. Your lookup will be the grade. Your table will be the comments table. Your column lookup will be column 2. And in this case, we're looking up for something specific. So it won't be true. It's going to be false. So I'm going to leave that with you and see how you get on. So remember, you've got 4 values in a Vlookup. Make sure that you're looking up a cell. Make sure you've got the table. Make sure that has got absolute cell references. You're using a second column, so put a 2 in. And then depending on if it's a range or if it's something specific, will either be true or false. True for range, false for something specific. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.